The Unearthed Arcana provided alternate rules for weaponless and non-lethal combat. Welcome to another DragonLance Saga episode. My name is Adam, and today I'm going to talk about alternate weaponless and non-lethal combat in Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. I'd like to take a moment and thank the DL Saga members and invite you to consider becoming a member by visiting the link in the description below. You can even pick up Advanced Dungeons & Dragons and DragonLance game materials using my affiliate links. I'm referencing the AD&D Unearthed Arcana for this information. If I leave anything out or misspeak, please leave a comment below. Weaponless and non-lethal combat in the Dungeon Master's Guide can feel clunky and convoluted. It's so removed from the typical combat mechanics that it can actually be a barrier for PCs or DMs to use for fear of slowing the game down or having to look up specific information, bringing the game to a halt. The following was provided in Appendix Q and R respectively of the Unearthed Arcana. Both may be better alternatives for your home games. There are two systems presented for weaponless combat. The first is a very simplified system for use in emergency situations, and the second is an outgrowth of the first. Any weaponless attack planned is spoiled and cannot be made if the attacker takes damage before they can act in initiative order. The first, System 1, can only be used by humans, demi-humans, and humanoids against other humans, demi-humans, and humanoids. Any creature attacked using this system cannot be more than 125% of the attacker's height, making it pretty limited depending on the creatures involved. There are three primary steps. 1. The attacker chooses from pummeling or hitting the opponent, grappling or grabbing the opponent, and overbearing or knocking down the opponent. The attacker makes a 2-hit roll, and if hit, the DM shares the outcome. A successful pummeling attack delays the opponent for one segment in the first strike and causes 1 to 2 damage. You would only add strength bonuses if a weapon like a mailed glove is used. A successful grapple holds the opponent for 1 round. While held, they have a +2 to be hit and a -2 to hit. The grapple is automatically broken at the start of the next round. A successful overbearing attack knocks the opponent to the prone position. They now have a +4 to be hit until they regain their feet. Any weaponless combat attack grants a -2 to the initiative roll. In the second system, most any creature is able to pummel, while most undead, dragons, and non-humanoid creatures cannot. The target must be a non-undead, non-vegetable, organic native to the prime material plane. The opponent must be the same size or smaller, or be in the prone position. Pummeling characters attack with a -4 to initiative unless they are from behind or with surprise, in which case they have no initiative modifier and gain a +2 to hit. It is resolved in 4 steps. 1. Determine type of item used. 2. Determine opponent's vulnerability. 3. Make a 2-hit roll. And 4. If successful, refer to the pummeling table for the chance of stunning. The 4 types of objects used are small soft, like hands, small hard, like sword pommel, large soft, like an unconscious character, or large hard, like a chair. It would take a round to pick up a large item. There are varying degrees of vulnerability based on exposure of the target and what they're wearing. To determine effective armor class, you ignore shield bonuses larger than a buckler, and if adjustments are used, the attack is with a fist or open hand. The percentage chance of stunning is based on the attacker's strength. If stunned, they're affected from 1 to 10 segments. If a stunned opponent is stunned again, they need a save versus death magic or be knocked unconscious for 1 to 4 rounds. Stunned opponents have a +4 to be hit. Small soft objects cause 1 to 2 damage. Small hard objects cause 1 to 3 damage. And all large objects cause 1 to 4 damage, whether they stun or not. You are able to kick opponents and throw small objects 30 feet and large objects 10 feet as well, though the throwing will incur a -5 modifier to hit, but you may add your strength modifier. If thrown objects miss, refer to grenade-like missiles for determination of scatter effects. Grappling is meant to restrain, thus you cannot grapple a larger opponent than yourself unless they're prone. You incur a -1 to your initiative roll, and it's resolved as follows. 1. Determine effective armor class, and 2. Make a 2-hit roll. You ignore magical armor or shield bonuses unless it's plate armor. A successful grapple inflicts no damage, but it does prevent action. The restrained has a -2 to hit opponents and a +2 to be hit. Dexterity is naturally negated. The hold lasts until broken. It can be broken by the attacker releasing you, the opponent inflicting damage to the attacker, the opponent grappling the attacker, the opponent making a successful bend bars roll, or a thief acrobat tumbles out. If multiple attackers of similar characteristics make a grapple, a single die roll with a +2 per attacking creature is made to hit. The maximum number of attackers is based on the opponent's size. Overbearing is meant to knock a target prone. It is made with a normal attack with no modifiers to initiative. You must determine the effective armor class and make a 2-hit roll. If successful, prone characters have a -2 to attack and a +4 to be hit. Size and number of legs affects the overbearing attack roll. If a number of creatures of similar abilities overbear an opponent, the attack is made once with a +1 per attacker. The maximum number of attackers is based on the opponent's size. There are 3 forms of non-lethal combat: subdual, to prevent further attacks, vanquishing, to settle disputes like a duel of honor, and disarming, to remove a weapon from an opponent's hand. Subdual may be used against creatures of at least low intelligence and no greater than genius. Attackers must use the flat, butt, haft, pommel, or other non-lethal part of a weapon to attack with. Any attack striking for full damage or damage-inflicting spells will negate a subdual effect. Subdual damage is 75% temporary and 25% real. When subdual damage exceeds total hit points, it is subdued and will not attack except in self-defense. You may capture a monster in this way, and while they will submit, they will seek the first chance to escape and may even turn on its captors if they are weaker than it. Vanquishing is used by cavaliers, paladins, monks, and other lawful creatures to settle disputes without excessive bloodshed. The combatant issues a challenge, and the opponent must accept it or it will not be in effect. Damage is recorded with 75% temporary and 25% real. You may resort to real combat, but the vanquishing will be negated. If reduced to 0 hit points, the loser must honorably surrender. If both are reduced to 0 in the same round, it's a draw. The winner of a vanquishing may demand a single service or item from the loser. This is within reason, for attempts at enslavement or slaying the loser frees the opponent. It is traditionally between 2 combatants, but it may take place between sides of opponents, with all involved needing to be brought to 0 hit points. This is only for lawful opponents, as good, neutral, or chaotic opponents may not recognize the outcome. Disarming can only be done by a fighter, cavalier, or their subclasses. Only the following may be used in attempting to disarm an opponent as well: knife, dagger, footman's or horseman's mace, or a short, broad, long falchion or khopesh sword. A 2-handed weapon cannot be affected by disarming. It inflicts no damage and must be used on similar or smaller sized weapons. If a successful hit is made, the defender must make a save versus petrification, or lose the weapon, which falls to their feet if it's the same size as the attackers, or 1 to 10 feet away if it's smaller. The disarmed opponent must take a round to reclaim, draw a new weapon, or engage in weaponless combat. As you can see, this is a much simpler version than presented in the Dungeon Master's Guide and provides many new and interesting possibilities to characters with minimal drag during play. That is all the time I have to talk about alternate weaponless and non-lethal combat in Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. What do you think of the alternate rules? Do they seem less convoluted for use? And finally, when was the last time you used these rules in your AD&D game? Leave a comment below. I would like to take a moment and remind you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, ring the bell to get notified about upcoming videos, and click the like button. This all goes to help other Dragonlance fans learn about this channel and its content. Thank you for watching. This has been Adam with DragonLance Saga, and until next time, remember, this new material grew from Gygax's own campaign, articles published in Dragon Magazine, and input from many dungeon masters and players also.